Sacramento is different than a lot of other cities in California. First of all, it's not really like the typical Southern California city where, well, I don't even know what a typical Southern California city is like exactly, but when you have palm trees, but it's a great mix of typical greenery. It's a little bit of a quieter city than, say, LA or San Francisco. It's not quite so big. And the areas, a lot of my areas, I served all around Sacramento, north, east, south, but I never actually served really downtown. And there were, I think, only just one, maybe two areas that had pieces of downtown in it, but really no one really lives downtown. And so I think in those areas they may have gone downtown just to contact people. What often happens is they're contacting people who are really living elsewhere anyway. And so as far as the actual city itself, you don't have a lot of downtown proselyting going on, just because it's difficult to track people. A lot of people are from different areas, or they're coming from the Bay Area or other parts of California even that aren't in the Mission. And so a lot of the serving in Sacramento you do is in the suburbs that are circling the city. And so it's still a city atmosphere and still a city feel, but you're not going to be walking around next to skyscrapers as often as you might think. You got the Sacramento Kings, of course. I wish they were a little better so I could get behind them, but yeah, that's the Kings. Kind of they're not even super popular in Sacramento, unfortunately. I think I met more Raiders fans, which obviously is a different sport, but the Kings are kind of struggling, unfortunately. But it's good weather. Like I said, it was probably 72 degrees my first day there on February 12th. But it's not always that way in the winter. So I don't think it ever snows. There was one time it snowed when I was in East Sacramento, and the only way we could tell was when we came out in the morning, there was about an inch of slush on top of the mailbox. So it had melted by morning time pretty much, and so you won't be seeing any snow. And it doesn't rain very much. In fact, it pretty much never rains throughout the entire year, except for in the winter. And I remember this actually specifically because of my first day in the Mission. It was 70 degrees, but they told me that the 2 weeks prior, just prior to us getting there, it had been raining straight every single day. And so sometimes in the winter you'll just get lots of constant rain, and so you will want very water and weatherproof gear just for those few weeks, but then the rest of the year you don't have to worry about it. So they have a good amount of public transportation. We didn't use it too much. We were, in all of our areas, we're very comfortable on bike to get around, or if not, then you have a car. And pretty much every area is sufficient in either way. Either you have a car or you're good on bike. And so we didn't really have to use public transportation too much. There were a couple times we did, just to, like on a preparation day, to go in as a zone or a district into the city. We'd take public transportation to get in and just sightsee or whatever. But typically, you're just using your own transportation and everything. Well, there are a number of colleges. There's some in Stockton and Sacramento, and there's a few, I can't remember all of them. There's Sacramento State and a number of others. I'd probably butcher their names, and even, but sometimes, yeah, I served in a couple young single adult wards, and so one of those wards that I was in had one of the universities inside our area, and so we would actually go to the university and proselyte and just street contact people there who were walking onto campus or off of campus.